Okay guys, so today we are going to talk about body composition, being at a lower percentage of body fat, what to expect, the reason why certain body parts will be much more tone and muscular in comparison to others, and why dipping down into a lower percentage of body fat is really just another tool to judge yourself and to make a self-appraisal, to make a self-assessment on how your current fitness goals are going. So, common in the bodybuilding world, when somebody diets for a show, they start off at a decent amount of body fat and they get themselves down to as low as they possibly can go, you know, sometimes as low as 4 or 5% when they're assisted, and natural athletes somewhere around 7, 6, 8% body fat. And what they call that when they get down to that percentage or get ready for a show is they typically call it the package. I'm going to bring the best package I ever have to this bodybuilding show. I really liked the package I brought at the E-Cup. I really, you know, that's how generally bodybuilders talk about what happens to themselves or what they bring to the stage. And if you're watching my channel, odds are is you're not a bodybuilder. You're just looking for gains, for shreds, for just, you know, being overall healthy. And one thing to keep in perspective is that when you go on Instagram and you see certain trainers and you see bodybuilders or just fit people in general, is that is a package that they have brought, right? That they are continually developing and adding more aspects of their passion to the package each time they dip down into those low percentage of body fat. So don't worry, don't be bummed out if your first time down into the single digits, it doesn't necessarily look how you would have expected it to or wanted it to. I had a question, and by the way, I love when I have questions. I had a question on one of my videos by a person who said I was at a low percentage of body fat. Actually, they use weight as their gauge, so they were at a low weight and they were very happy with their back and how detailed their back was, but not necessarily their legs. And the reason being is when you shed that weight and you shed that body fat, you really kind of take the snow off the yard. You pull the sheets back and you really get to see exactly what you've worked on and what you've done a good job on. So if you're genetically gifted in your back region, or you've been doing more pull-ups and back work at the gym and you lose a lot of body fat or lose a lot of weight, it's only natural that that body part is going to be impressive, okay? But the question is why does my back look good and my legs look bad? And the reason is you've pulled that body fat away, okay? And to have a muscle look good, you need conditioning. You need to put a lot of work into it. Sometimes it's genetics. Sometimes, you know, for instance, I have genetically good arms. I don't have to put a lot of work into my triceps. I do choose to put a lot of work into my biceps. And so my arms, when I have a pump, are veiny. They look good. I'm proud of them. I'm happy not to wear sleeves to the gym. But my midsection, partly because of genetics, also because I've had a surgery through my stomach, it holds on to a lot of body fat. And so in order to get my stomach lean, it's not about just losing body fat. It's about creating a conditioned muscle. It's about being your own scientist and learning what reps and sets work for you to bring that body part out. That's why bodybuilders call it a package, because each time they dip down to the low percentage of body fat for a show, they get an idea of what they really need to work on. So you'll hear or read that this guy needs to work on his shoulders. So the next off season, he'll do a lot of shoulder work, you know, and if he's still paying attention to the other body parts that were good at the show, theoretically, he's going to bring a decent set of shoulders the next time he dips down for a show. And if you're just an amateur bodybuilder, or you're just somebody who is a bodybuilder but doesn't do a show, the same rules apply. We periodize our workouts, we periodize our time of being a higher percentage of body fat and our time with being a low percentage of body fat to our schedules, to our lives, you know. And you shouldn't be extremely low. I mean, here's the thing. People can't live life, unless you're a genetic freak, at an extremely low percentage of body fat. So, time yourself. Periodize your workouts. Periodize your life. So this is my season of lean, this is my season of gain, and gaining doesn't mean getting up into the 19s or the 16s or the 15% of body fat or anything above that. It just means putting on an extra 1 or 2 or 3% of body fat so that you're in a bulking phase, so you're in a gaining phase. So I hope that answers that person's question. The reason why your legs didn't look as good is because they weren't as conditioned, because when you lost that weight, it showed off your weak spot. And it doesn't mean that you weren't doing legs hard. It doesn't mean that you were necessarily giving your back too much attention. That's just how you were built. That's how everybody's built. Everybody has weak points and strong points. And each time we go down, we figure it out. We're like, wow, my calves don't look as good as I thought they did. Or my quads don't look as good as I thought they did. Or my abs don't look as good as I thought they did. Or on the flip side of the coin, man, my abs look amazing. I've yet to say that about myself, but you know, some people have genetically great abs, and that's good for them. So if you like my video, if you like the information that I put out, please hit the like button, subscribe, and comment any questions below. Thanks.